We will start with fourth chapter, inverse trigonometric functions. Inverse trigonometric functions. So you have studied trigonometric functions. Okay, in 9th, 10th and plus 1 you have studied trigonometric functions. Now in 12th we are going to learn inverse trigonometry functions. So where do we use trigonometry? Do you remember? Trigonometry helps us to find measurements like heights of mountains, tall buildings without using measurement tools. Okay, so trigonometry helps us to find heights, so that you have studied in 10th, angle of elevation, angle of depression, all those. Okay, so now what about the objective of the chapter, of the lesson? So when we complete this chapter, you will be able to define inverse trigonometric functions. Then evaluate the principal values of inverse trigonometric functions and also draw the graphs of trigonometric functions and their inverses and apply the properties of inverse trigonometry functions and evaluate some expressions. So first we will see some fundamental concepts. That is, first we will learn the periodicity. Periodicity. Okay, what is meant by periodicity? So, a real valued function f, take a real valued function f, is periodic if there exists a number p greater than 0 such that for all x in the domain of f, x plus p is in the domain of f and f of x plus p is equal to f of x. F of x plus p is equal to f of x. The smallest of such numbers is called as the period of the function f. Okay, the smallest of such numbers is called the period of the function f. Example, take sine. Sine 2 pi plus theta. What is sine 2 pi plus theta? It is equal to sine theta. Okay, how do you recall? How do you get that? 2 pi plus theta lies in the first quadrant. First quadrant, everything is positive. All trigonometric functions are positive and 2 pi is even. So we write as it is, sine is sine. So sine theta. Okay, so f of x plus p is equal to f of x. Then what is the period? F is the period. So here, P is the period. So what is P here? 2 pi. So P here is 2 pi. Therefore, period of sine 2 pi, sine x, sine theta is 2 pi. Similarly, what about cos 2 pi plus theta? Cos 2 pi plus theta we can write, or in the place of theta we can also take x. What is it? Cos theta. Therefore, what is the period of cos theta or cos x? 2 pi. So, similarly, cosecant x, secant x, e power x are all periodic functions with period 2 pi. Okay, all these trigonometric functions, sin x, cos x, cosecant x, secant x and e power ix are periodic functions with period 2 pi. Okay, and what about tan x? Tan pi plus x is tan x. How? Pi plus theta lies in which quadrant? Third quadrant. So third quadrant, tan is positive and pi is 180, 180 is positive. Therefore, we have tan pi plus x is equal to tan x. Similarly, cot pi plus x, in the place of x we can also take theta, okay. So cot x. Therefore, um, tan x and cot x period is pi, okay. Here period is 2 pi, okay. Sin x, cos x, cosecant x, secant x, e power I x period is 2 pi, but tan x and cot x period is pi, okay. Remember this. Next we will go to odd and even function. Odd and even function. Okay, when do you say a function is odd? A real valued function f is an even function when f of minus x is equal to f of x. When f of minus x is equal to f of x, this is called as an even function. Okay, example, cos of minus theta is cos theta. So, cos theta is an even function. Okay. What about secant theta? Secant of minus theta is also secant theta. Therefore, these are called as even functions. X square. What about x square? F of x is equal to x square. What is f of minus x? F of minus x is equal to minus x the whole square. So, it gives us x square. So, f of minus x is equal to f of x. Therefore, it is an even function. So, when do you say it is an odd function? So, a real valued function f is an odd function when f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. F of minus x is equal to minus f of x. Example, x cube, you take x cube, f of x is equal to x cube. What is f of minus x? Minus x the whole cube, which is equal to minus x cube. So, it is minus f of x. So, what we have got, f of x is equal to, or f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. Okay. Therefore, it is an odd function. So, what about trigonometric functions? Sine of minus x is minus sin x. Cosecant of minus x is minus cosecant x. Tan of minus x. Tan of minus x is minus tan x. Tan of minus x is minus tan x. Then cot of minus x minus cot x. Okay, so all these are called as odd functions. They are called as odd functions. Okay. So, a table is given in your book in page number 131. Their domain and range of a trigonometric functions are given. All the functions, domain and the range are given. So, see that table. You can learn that, you memorize that. Okay. So, when it is given, what about the tan? Tan x, domain is R, a slash is given like this. The slash is nothing but except. Okay. This slash denotes except. So, from R we have to remove 2n plus 1 into pi by 2 where n belongs to Z. So, when n equal to 0, pi by 2. When n equal to 1, it is 3 pi by 2. Okay, so from R we have to remove all this. When you remove all this, you get the domain. Okay, so remember that. So what about the range of cosecant x? Range of cosecant x, what is given? Range of cosecant x is R minus 1 comma 1. So R except minus 1 comma 1, minus 1 comma 1, both are open brackets. So minus 1 and plus 1 are not included. So what do you have in between? Only 0. So we have to remove 0 from R. Okay, from R we have to remove 0. So you learn that table. Now you have learnt vertical test. Okay, a function, to define a function, you have learnt vertical test. If the graph passes the vertical test, then the graph represents the function. Okay, this already you know it. So now amplitude. So vertical test, what is a vertical test actually? If the vertical line touches the curve at only one point, then the given function is a given curve is a function. Okay. So next we will see amplitude and period. Amplitude and period of a graph. Amplitude and period of a graph. So the amplitude is the maximum distance of the graph from the x-axis. So we will take the sine curve. Okay, we will consider the sine curve. So this is the sine curve. So x-axis and this is y-axis. So this is 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi say. So approximately I have given the value, given the space. Okay. So sine curve, if you take 1 here, then the sine curve is this. Sine 0 is 0. Sine pi by 2 is 1. Then sine pi is 0. Then sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. Sine 2 pi is 0. Okay, this is sine curve. So now see this distance. When you see this distance, it is 1. So this gives the amplitude. This is called as the amplitude of sine curve. Okay, it is called as the amplitude of sine curve. And what about the period? One complete rotation, to complete one full rotation, it takes from 0 to 2 pi. So this 0 to 2 pi, this is called as the one period. Okay, that is from here to 2 pi. From here to 2 pi, it is called as period. Okay, it takes one complete rotation. So how it is defined? So the entire graph repetitions of the portion on either side of the interval 0, 2 pi. So y equal to sin x is periodic with period 2 pi. So the portion of the curve corresponding to 0 to 2 pi is called a cycle, and its amplitude is 1. Okay. So it completes one cycle from 0 to 2 pi. Therefore the period is 2 pi. Now properties of sin x. What about the properties? So properties of sin x. First one. So we saw the curve now. There is no break or discontinuous. Okay. So sine function is continuous. Sine function, this is the spelling, okay, this is the full word actually. In short only we write it as sin. So sine function is continuous. Sine function is continuous. Then second one, it is odd. We have seen already sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, therefore it is odd. Then third one, the range of sin x is from minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, it takes value for all x belongs to R. It takes value between from minus 1 to plus 1. So the sine function is not 1 to 1 in the entire domain. Sine function is not 1 to 1 in the entire domain, that is R. So the sine function does not pass the horizontal test. Okay, it does not pass the horizontal test. So which is a tool to decide the one-to-one status of a function. Therefore, the sine function, the domain of the sine function is restricted from R to minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. Okay, so the domain of sin x is restricted from R to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So then the sine function becomes 1 to 1 and on to, that is bijection with range. So this becomes the domain now. So this is the domain. This is the restricted domain of sin x. Okay, restricted domain of sin x, and the range is minus 1 comma 1. Okay. So what about the inverse of sine? Inverse of sine, so now the domain of sin x is minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2 and range is minus 1 comma 1. So just it becomes the reverse. So sine inverse of x. Sine inverse of x is the inverse function of sin x, and this is not equal to 1 by sin x. Remember that. That is sine inverse of x is different from 1 by sin x. Okay, so sine inverse of x is not equal to 1 by sin x. It is not the reciprocal. You have to remember that. So minus 1 is not an exponent. Minus 1 is not an exponent. You have to remember. So what about the domain of sine inverse of x? So the domain of sine inverse of x. Domain of sine inverse of x is minus 1 comma 1 and range is minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. Okay, so just it becomes the inverse. So remember that sin x, it is from minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2 to minus 1 comma 1, and sine inverse of x is from minus 1 comma 1 to minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. So remember this. So what about the principal domain of sine inverse sin x? So minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2 is called as the principal domain of sine function, and minus 1 to 1 is called as the principal value of the function sine inverse of x. So from the definition, note that if y is equal to sine inverse of x, y is equal to sine inverse of x, then sine inverse, if you bring this side, it becomes x is equal to sine y. X is equal to sine y. And also remember that, so this is the first one. Second one is sine of sine inverse of x is equal to x. Okay, when modulus of x is less than or equal to 1. And the third one is sine inverse of sin x is equal to x. Okay, but remember that sine inverse of sine 2 pi is 0. It is not equal to 2 pi because sine 2 pi is 0. Sine n pi in general is 0. So, sine 2 pi is 0. So, sine inverse of 0. So, it becomes 0. Then, fourth one is sine inverse of sin x can also be taken as pi minus x. Okay, pi minus x, and y is equal to sine inverse of x is an odd function. So, you should remember all this. This will help you to do 1 mark questions. So, what about the graph of sine inverse of x? So, sine x, how do you draw sine x? If you take the curve, so this is 0, pi by 2, and this is here if you take minus pi by 2, then the curve is like this, it goes like this. Okay, it goes like this and turns here. Okay, here it reaches the maximum height. So, the maximum height gives the amplitude. The maximum height of the curve gives the amplitude of the curve. Okay, the maximum height distance of the curve from the x-axis gives the amplitude, and the period is the distance recovered for the function to complete one full cycle. So, this is the curve for sine x. Okay, f of x is equal to sine x is this curve. So, what about sine inverse of x? F of x is equal to sine inverse of x. Here it will be, that is, this is x axis, y axis. So, this is 0 and here we have minus 1 and plus 1. So, here it will be just the reverse. It goes like this. That is, here you will be having pi by 2. Okay, here you will be having pi by 2. So, at pi by 2 it reaches the maximum height. Okay, so it goes on like this. So, sine curve, you remember, just the opposite you will be having here. So, here we have a turning over here. Okay, it goes like this. It goes like this. Goes like this. Okay, like this a curve will be formed. So, now you can refer the book for the diagrams. So, exercise 4.1. First question. Find all the values of x such that first one minus 10 pi is less than or equal to x less than or equal to 10 pi, and sine x is equal to 0. So, sine x is equal to 0 means x is equal to n pi, where n belongs to z. Okay, but here it is, the range is from minus 10 pi to plus 10 pi. Therefore, here x is equal to n pi and n belongs to minus 10 comma 10. Okay, what about the second subdivision? So, second subdivision is given as minus 8 pi less than or equal to x less than or equal to 8 pi, and sine x is equal to minus 1. So, when sine x is equal to minus 1, what is x? X is equal to minus pi by 2. So, here minus pi by 2 is the principal domain. So add 2 pi and minus 2 pi and its multiples to give minus 8 pi less than or equal to x less than or equal to pi. So what you get? Minus pi by 2, then minus pi by 2 plus 2 pi, minus pi by 2 plus 4 pi, minus pi by 2 plus 6 pi, minus pi by 2 plus 8 pi. Okay. So what do you get from here? So we get it as 13 pi by 2 minus 13 pi by 2 minus 9 pi by 2. Okay. Minus 9 pi by 2 minus 5 pi by 2 minus pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2, 11 pi by 2 and 15 pi by 2. Or in general we can also write this as 4n minus 1 into pi by 2, where n is equal to 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2 plus or minus 3 and 4. Only up to 4 we have. We don't have minus 4 because it will go beyond minus 8 pi. Okay. So students, learn this domain. What about the domain? Domain of sin x? Domain of sin x is R, but it is restricted to minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2 and the range is minus 1 comma 1. And domain of sin inverse of x is minus 1 comma 1 to minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2 is the range. What is amplitude? Amplitude is the maximum height. Amplitude is the maximum distance of the graph from the x-axis. Okay, so the amplitude of a function is the height from the x-axis to its maximum or minimum, and the period is the distance recovered for the function to complete one full cycle. So we will do problems under this tomorrow. So when do you call a function is even? When f of x is equal, f of minus x is equal to f of x, and odd when f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. Okay, so all this we will continue in our tomorrow's class in doing the exercise. Thank you, students.